Security Now Illustrated by AskMisterWizard.com, illustrating concepts, mechanisms, and algorithms from the amazing Security Now podcast by Steve Gibson and Leo LaPorte. This is episode 25, How the Internet Works, Part 1. Segment 6, ICMP and Traceroute. The original designers of the Internet were pioneers with an engineer mentality, thinking like engineers. They made sure that their protocols included a set of tools that they could use to examine operation of remote Internet components in the event of trouble. The most fundamental step they took along these lines was to define packet formats for the Internet Control Message Protocol, or ICMP. They decreed that all Internet equipment must understand at least a minimal subset of this protocol, sufficient to answer basic status questions when queried. And ever since those earliest days, the ICMP protocol has formed the foundation of Internet troubleshooting tools.
So the neat engineers who thought up all this stuff in the beginning, they said, hey, what if we wanted to know the route that our packets are taking as they go from one router to the next across the Internet? How could we determine that? Well, what they realized was, hey, we could deliberately emit packets with shorter time to lives so that on purpose they die before they get to their destination. So what the so-called traceroute command does is it sends the first packet towards its destination. Like say you were trace routing to Microsoft.com. It would address the packet with the IP address of Microsoft.com, but only set the time to live on purpose to 1. So the first router that receives it decrements it to 0 and goes, whoa, this must be an old packet. Well, it sends a time exceeded message back to the sender with its IP. So we display that, and we now know the IP of the first router on our path towards Microsoft. Then we send out a packet with a time to live of 2. Well, it goes past the first router, which decrements its time to 1, gets to the second router, which decrements its time to live to 0, and now that sends it back to us. So by repeating that process until we finally reach Microsoft.com, we end up with a very elegant little listing of every router between us and our destination. And of course, that's useful for all kinds of problems. And in fact, it can be used for many Internet diagnostics purposes.
To see the other segments and related resources for this episode, please join us at AskMisterWizard.com. Select Security Now from the prominent section index at the top of the homepage. Choose an episode from the index at the bottom, and then select a segment from the resulting page. The original audio-only version of this podcast can be found on the Gibson Research Corporation site at grc.com/securitynow. This clip illustrates some of the highlights from that show. This video clip comes from a large collection of related clips. All are indexed and easy to find at www.askmisterwizard.com, along with related items, text articles, illustrations, and forums. Please visit us today. We appreciate your support. Thank you.